Alright, I'm watching the Colts and Jags right now, and I received a comment on my Chris Henry car crash video, which, just in case you don't know the news, unfortunately, he has, passed away. And I'll get to some details about, some stuff concerning that in a second. I received a comment from MediumBit69 asking me, well, if you think that no one deserves to die, what about Adolf Hitler or Osama bin Laden? That is kind of a hard question to answer. I know what you're probably thinking, no, it's not a hard question. You're probably thinking it's not a hard question to answer. If it was a hard question to answer, we wouldn't be asking you this question. It's kind of tricky because this kind of question, there's really no right answer for. Because you can say, oh, well, they deserve to die. And they'll be like, well, you said that no one deserves to die. But then on the other hand, you could say, well, no, they don't deserve to die either. And they'll say, so people that are basically, in Adolf Hitler's case, he did threaten, innocent lives. And in bin Laden's case, I'm still guessing he's still alive, he also has, and I'm going to bet, in both of these cases, they, endangered countless lives and killed many countless people, innocent people. You're saying that those people don't deserve to die. Okay. It's kind of hard to explain this. This is really hard to explain and to get a decent answer for. That's not going to get a lot of, flack at me. As a matter of fact, it's impossible because I'm willing to bet there's going to be one or two people that are going to disagree with me. That's fine. Here's what I'm trying to say. Okay. What I'm basically trying to get at with this, and what is that these people, okay, you don't know if bin Laden or Hitler, when they started their lives, wanted to be terrorists. You don't know that. They could have grown up in a bad family. They could have done. There could have been so many possibilities. You can't control. I guess you could say you can't control what goes on in a person's mind or whatever. You can't control these things. Just like with criminals. Criminals, you can't control, every little intricate detail of their lives. You can't control that they're going to be criminals. You can't control, someone that's, going to be, I don't know, a carjacker. You don't know. You can't really control that person being a carjacker. It's, you know, either they're going to be it or not. They might have had something happen in their family. They might have had this. They could have had so many different things happen. And you can't control any of it. That's why I'm saying that Hitler and bin Laden don't deserve to die. Now, I'm not sure if they have. I'm pretty sure Hitler died. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the history side of the things. Point is, I don't think these guys deserve to die because, just like everybody else, just like Chris Henry, you can't control what a person does. Okay? Henry, he was actually on the, turn end of his, he was changing a bit. He's actually changing a bit in his life. So, he was, but you can't control what the guy did. Before he had some criminal, he had some character issues and whatnot. Maybe it's because he was in a bad family or a bad system, whatever the case is. Something happened that turned him towards that, and then he came back and sort of turned it around. That doesn't, just because he had a bad past doesn't mean he deserves to die. Just because someone has a bad past doesn't mean they deserve to die. Just because, let's say, I go to a shopping mall and kill 5 people. Not saying I'd ever do that. I mean, do I look like I can kill 5 people? Anyhow, yeah, enough about that. If I go, just because I did that doesn't necessarily mean I deserve to die. And this might be the worst example I could possibly think of, but you sort of get my understanding here. I guess you can understand. This is what I'm trying to say is that a person's past is a person's past. You can't change you can't change anything. Like, you can't change what the person did. You can't go back and it's really hard to explain. But what I'm trying to say is, I guess, is that you can't exactly just because someone does something really, really bad doesn't mean they deserve to die for it. Chris Henry, he was involved in numerous charges and numerous things. He doesn't deserve to die, especially the way he did. Especially the way he did. Chad made a comment on this on the Chris Henry car crash original video. He doesn't deserve to die Chad would not go as far as saying that he deserves to die, because anyone that says that's really, really heartless. No one deserves to die, and I'm going to stick by that statement. You could name anyone. You could name any sort of terrorist, any sort of criminal that's serving life in prison. You could name anyone. They don't deserve to die. Okay? Fact of the matter is, some terrorists, some criminals, they get killed. Either doing life in prison. One guy, I think not too long ago, actually got killed by lethal injection. Terrorists get shot down. That doesn't mean they deserve to die. Just because they do die doesn't mean they deserve it. They can't help it. They were designed. They were sort of had something ingrained in them. At some point, a terrorist had something ingrained in him saying, "You will now kill people." It's kind of a hard thing to explain. Hopefully, medium bit, this kind of answers your question a little bit, and if it doesn't, well then that's the best answer I got. And now, on a side note, on the Chris Henry thing, Chad Ochocinco was requesting that he could wear the number 15, commemorating Chris Henry's death. As the Jaguars, I think, just scored another touchdown. I think they're up now by a field goal. I'm not going to say anything else about that. But, and the NFL denied this. NFL, I'm hoping you're watching the end part of this video. I have one thing to say. You don't have a fucking clue. You don't have a fucking clue. You don't have a fucking clue. Get it? You get it? If you seriously think that this shit is because of Chad Ochocinco trying to play games, like his, I'm gonna go jump into the dog pound when I score a touchdown, or I'm going to blow the Viking horn when I score a touchdown, if you think of something like that, then you really don't fucking get it. He's trying to commemorate a fallen teammate. And you're saying, nope, sorry, his death's not important enough. You're just trying to play more games. His death's not important enough. Just because he did something in the past like that was trying to play games and whatnot, doesn't mean you should prevent him from commemorating a fallen teammate. Am I not the only one that thinks this? I know I'm not the only one that thinks this, because there's one person on Blog Cards has said about this. This fucking retarded. If the NFL doesn't fix this shit, I'm gonna think about boycotting the NFL. Or doing something that will get the attention of the NFL. Thing is that we're powerless, but just by ourselves. But together we can actually do something. I don't know. It just burns on me that the NFL thinks that Chad Ochocinco trying to commemorate a fallen teammate, it's just another one of his games. Fuck you. Good night.